So guys, one of the last videos that I wanted to do talking about the new vehicles would be the MB326K and the Hawk 200. It might feel like two vehicles that are not that interesting, but I really wanted to talk about and what should you expect from these because they are very cool. They're trainers normally. I mean, these are actual fighter versions, but still, it is cool to see these types of vehicles, even if they were trainers, okay? So let's talk a little bit about both of them in this video. The first one is this thing, the MB326K that I was talking about. This vehicle, guys, it is very dear to me because, of course, Brazil actually used it. And also, there are other nations that can get it. They are saying that it will come as a premium for Italy, which I think it's a little bit crazy. This thing needs to be in the Tech 3 as well. But in a general perspective, guys, it is a vehicle that it is normally a trainer, right? So this is the trainer version, for example, here in Brazil. We call it the AT-26 Chavante, which is a tribe of Native Americans, right, here in Brazil. And yeah, it is a very dear aircraft because for a long time, Brazil actually used this aircraft as the main trainer to get to the jets, right? So very cool. And it can be used as a kind of a light attack vehicle. So this would be the trainer version. You can see that it's a little bit different, right? If you take a look here, it is, single seat, although the fuselage remains kind of the same there, right? See? So yeah, it is a very cool vehicle because this one, the K model, it is an actual attack version, right? It's a proper like fighter attacker, right? It's a light attacker, but still it is considered an attacker. So it is powered by one Rolls-Royce Viper engine, which is not the strongest thing ever, but still. And it can go up to like 900 kilometers per hour. So it's not the fastest thing ever. You can kind of see that it has these very, very straight wings, so you can see the wings that are very, very straight, meaning that you won't be able to get too fast. Always, it's not a perfect thing, but the sweptiness, if you will, I don't know, of the wing tells a lot about the aerodynamics of the vehicle. It depends, but you get the point, right? So normally it would actually be a very light vehicle that can do very good dogfights. And yeah, just overall, this would be the South African one, the forgot the Impala, right? Which could come, for example, for the British as well. And yeah, it is a very, very light attack aircraft. So not very fast, not very incredible, but it does have some very interesting things. So it has two 30 millimeter DEFAs. So you can see one of here, and this is the trainer one. It doesn't have, but you can see it right there. The water one is in the other side. So it has two DEFAs, which are insanely good guns, of course. And then it can, of course, carry pods of stuff. Okay, so these pods can include, for example, rockets, bombs, as you see, non-guided normally, and even missiles. Yes, for example, the Magic missile technically can be used here, or even the Darter missile, apparently, right? So there are a possibility of missiles here. Probably won't get it because the Italians, I don't think they used missiles on this thing. Normally it's just non-guided stuff. Even the Nord missiles can be added here, wire-guided missiles, right? But in a general sense, normally it would be the two guns, rocket pods, and non-guided bombs. That's it, okay? So this is the, what I like to call the Chavante, but it is the MB326, right? Upcoming for the Italians, which is not the most, I know, guys, I know. If you are an American, you see this aircraft, you're like, whatever, right? But for us that use this aircraft, it's very dear to us because it's a very beloved aircraft here in Brazil. Everybody seen one, or there's one because they're like basically retired now, so they pick these aircraft and put them on, in the middle of parks and stuff to, like kind of a open air museum or something. So it's very cool. Very, very cool. A very dear aircraft for the Brazilian Air Force. And in this case, for the Italian one, which will be based. Of course, I will be downloading, obviously, a skin that some Brazilian will make for this. I already have it for the F5TH, pretending to be an F5EM, right? So why not for this? And then the same goes for the Hawk 200. So this is the Hawk 200, okay? Apparently it is coming for the British, although I don't think the British used in service. It's more of a aircraft to sell to other countries, like Malaysia, for example, uses it. Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So yeah, it is a very, very interesting aircraft. Look at this. It looks very funny, I gotta say. It's just that it looks like a squashed down in the longitudinal axis fighter jet, right? It's very interesting, right? Because obviously it is also a trainer initially, right? So this is the normal Hawk trainer that the British have, right? So this is another photo of it. So it's a vehicle that, of course, comes from this trainer, right? And this thing, you can see that it has a radar and it has some other little things that will make this thing a very powerful enemy if you actually know how to use it. Because in a dogfight, this thing will be amazing. And yeah, it can get up to like 1,000 kilometers per hour leveled, but it can go Mach plus speeds. You want, like 1+ speeds in a dive and stuff. In a general perspective, normally will not do that. It has around 60 meters per second of climb. So it is pretty good. Very nimble, very light, accelerate very well. But the thing is, I mean, the weapons. The weapons are the coolest part because this thing actually carries an APG-66. Yes, the same radar from the F-16, right? And with that, you can carry A9Ls, of course. You can carry AIM-120s, and even other missiles, in theory. So you can carry AGM-65s and Sea Eagles, for example, and unguided and guided missiles and bombs under the wings and stuff. So it's a very modernized vehicle. You can see an AIM-9L or M over here. But at the same time, it is very limited because obviously it is a very small aircraft that doesn't have a lot of performance. So it's going to be interesting on how they add this. I hope they at least give them the AIM-9s. I would not see probably the AIM-120s because the provisions are there, but I don't know if anybody actually used the AIM-120 on this thing. But in a general perspective, just AIM-9s would already be amazing. If you have some Mavericks and stuff, it can be a very good ground attacker and a very good aircraft to do dogfights with, okay? And these are it, guys. Some trainers that will not have a lot of speed, but will be very nimble, and of course will not be as close as you might think to top tier, even if he gets AIM-120s on this thing. So, yeah, it's going to be a very cool aircraft. I know, not the most interesting, but it is still very good. Okay, so these are it, the MB326 and the Hawk 200. And this was what you do expect from them, okay? Like I said, apparently this one is coming for the British and the other one coming for Italy. This one, I don't know. I mean, Indonesia is here, Malaysia is here. It might even come for Japan as well, which would be very cool because Japan needs more options, right? So, yeah. But anyway, guys, I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and bye, guys. See ya.